Don't starve your business by staying safe or invisible. Most businesses don't fail in some like dramatic cliff drop situation. They fade slowly because we stay safe, we stay invisible, and we never quite get the posts out that would actually help people. And invisibility is expensive, my friend.
Welcome to The Creative Bodega, a podcast about content marketing, Instagram growth, and personal branding for female service-based solopreneurs who want to grow their business without letting it take over their lives. I'm your host, Em Connors, and each week I'll share actionable tips, expert advice, and unfiltered truths to help you create engaging content, connect authentically with your audience, and turn followers into loyal customers, all without the burnout. If you're ready to simplify your content creation, navigate the ever-changing trends, and build a business that works for you while staying sane in this crazy season of life, then you're in the right place.
Welcome back to the Creative Bodega. Today I'm sharing what I consider to be the 6 musts for 2026. This is what I'm seeing for service-based solopreneurs who really want to thrive, not just sort of like survive or meander through 2026. And yes, we're going to get a little ranty because I honestly cannot, with the amount of posts that I'm seeing about what you have to do, the new algorithm, how to please the algorithm, what to do, what not to do. Anyways, it's been overwhelming me. And I am recording this on the 6th of January, so I hope by the time this comes out in mid-January that all of those posts are done. But as a content creator and, content strategist, I can't not talk about what I see as, what's kind of going to be trending or how to keep up with the Joneses, if you will, in 2026. So, quick context for you. I have basically been posting the same way since October 2020 when I started my business. I honestly shit you not. I really haven't changed it up that much. I would say each of those years, there's something that sort of reigns queen, if you will, when it comes to content. And I will change the way I'm posting a little bit. Or one day of the week, I'm sort of leaning into said trend, right? So in 2024, it was Reels. Literally, it was Reels or bust. If you're not making Reels, you're going to be dead in the water. So I leaned into Reels a bit more. In 2025, I just didn't feel like making Reels, and I really leaned in carousels. And I saw a lot of other people being really successful with carousels, and I was very successful with carousels. So I did more of those. But I'm not drastically changing how I show up. And I haven't since October 2020. So take a deep breath with me. We don't need to throw everything we've been doing out the window, okay? I talk about a subject that lights me up, content creation in Canva. I solve a real problem for my ideal client, my female solopreneurs who are short on time but really want to show up in an impactful way consistently. And I provide a ridiculous amount of value, free value, the end. And in fact, you guys, oh my God, some person just showed up on my feed. It was an advertisement. And I very quickly hit the 3 dots and said, I don't want to see things like this. And she basically was saying that you're making a huge mistake if you're giving away free value because you just attract people who want free stuff. I could not disagree with that more. And I don't even want to get into that, but I basically just want to say you're going to find creators saying everything across the board, right? Give free value. Don't give free value. Show your face. Be a faceless account. Everyone, if you want to find a message, you're going to be able to find it. Everyone is saying something and everyone is saying something that is going to go against something that someone else is saying. It is overwhelming. You can hear me. I'm getting a little worked up. It overwhelms me. So I can't imagine how you feel. So what I'm going to say before I get into this is find a couple creators, listen to them, follow what they say. If you like them, trust them, and then block out all the rest of the noise because that's what it is. It's literally noise. Okay. So when I look at what performed for me in 2025, it's really the same patterns that worked for me in 2021, 22, 23, and it's just small tweaks. So if you're spinning out over like what's working in 2026, again, just breathe. We don't need to start over. Here's what I think is actually going to matter this year. And again, it's really not any different than everything I've been saying all along and everything I've been doing for the last 5 years. But I want to share with you exactly how to do it without burning out, basically. So number one, people over information. Information is everywhere. If somebody wants a tip list, I mean, they can ask ChatGPT for it, right? 10 ideas for Instagram, whatever. People aren't missing information. They're missing you, the person with a point of view and a method that makes sense in their real life. So what does that look like in practice? You explain the why behind your advice. You explain your experience with using your own advice, not just the steps, right? You show how you think, not just what you do. And you name your approach, right? So for me, it's the magnet method. That's what I teach inside the messaging edit. Or it's the visual method, which I'm teaching inside of the visual edit. And every letter stands for something, and I can really break down exactly what that all means. So for the magnet method, it's message clarity, attracting through specificity, goal-aligned content, nailing your offer language, engagement energy, and testing and tweaking. So each letter stands for something, but I've named my method, and I can really easily talk about it through naming it. So I would love to see you really get specific and name your approach. I think that's going to go a really long way. So a personal brand with a clear method is defensible in a world where everyone can Google the what, right? It's going to build trust faster, and trust sells. And if your content could be posted by anyone in your niche, it's too generic, right? So you really need to add your voice, your stories, your experience with your method, your pictures, your videos, your opinions. We want to hear how you approach the problem. So that was number one, people over information, because information's everywhere. You are not. You are what's going to make your brand different. Number two, less AI and more human. And I am seeing this everywhere, and I couldn't agree more, right? And I am so pro AI for speed, but not for sameness. So I use it to brainstorm, to create outlines, to find patterns, to punch up the clarity in my content. I do not use it to airbrush my personality out of my posts. Okay. So 2026 content that wins feels like a voice DM from a friend, honestly. It is face to camera. Let me explain this real quick. Imperfect, direct. In fact, I almost bought a camera that my lovely hair stylist told me to get. It's great for social media content, right? It's over $1,000. And she was really talking me into it. At my last hair appointment, she's like showing me what it looks like and how good the quality is. And I was like, damn, that's really good. Do I need to do that? And I almost bought it. I asked my husband, I said, hey, is this better tax-wise for me to buy this, before the end of the year or in the new year? And he was like, it doesn't really matter. And then I kind of sat with it, and I was like, here I am telling my female busy service providers, content creators to just keep it simple, and then, and like, you don't need all this fancy equipment and stuff. Like, I only use my iPhone. I don't even have a microphone like everybody else has, although I did just order one because I kind of want to see how it feels to hold something, because I think that will like reduce my nerves a bit. Yes, I still get nervous. But anyways, I didn't do it because how hypocritical. Then I have this fancy camera and I'm putting out content, and then everybody's asking me, because everybody does ask me when I change things up, what are you using? And then I'm saying, oh, you got to go buy this $1,200 camera. Like, no, that's not the kind of content I put out. So I didn't do it. I didn't do it for now. Maybe one day. But for right now, I'm like, that doesn't really feel true to who I am and the type of content I'm telling my busy female solopreneurs to make. So I didn't buy it. But that imperfect content's really going to win. It feels like a FaceTime call. It feels like a story. Honestly, I'm approaching my reels this year as stories, That's where I show up like my most imperfect, authentic, ranty kind of self. And the algorithm really cares about watch time and retention. So that means, did people stay because they felt that human connection? So I would love to see you swap out maybe one polished caption a week for a scrappier voice note style caption. Keep it real. Don't worry about uppercase, lowercase. Don't worry about punctuation if you don't want to. Record a 45-second talking reel where you share one opinion that you'd tell your best friend. Keep it messy, right? And keep it you. Keep it really authentic. And that's going to resonate so much more with people versus these perfect, polished, real videography, cinematography type stuff, okay? A mini rant, the new algorithm myth, okay? So every January, my feed at least gets flooded with the algorithms changed. And I actually saw a lot of it towards the end of the year. And just no to that. Honestly, the core of content that works has not changed. My strategy since 2020 has been the same. Talk about what lights me up, solve a real problem, deliver a ton of value, the end. Yes, I've made small tweaks. I test different hooks. I test different types of reels. I simplify my calls to action. I change the pacing on my reels, but I don't burn down what's working, and you don't need to either. And honestly, at the end of December, I went on a massive unfollow campaign. I was following too many content experts. It was making me feel really overwhelmed. It was getting in my head about whether I knew enough, whether I was showing up in the correct way, and they had to go. They didn't do anything wrong. I just needed to follow a small handful of people that I really like how they show up and I trust, and that don't make me feel less than, to be really honest. So protect your brain, curate who you have in your feed, and when someone shows up that makes you feel less than, unfollow them, even if that's me. I hope it's not me, but if it is, I get it. No hard feelings. Okay, so number 3, fewer high intent posts. So I've never really been on team post more ever. Like you're never going to see me being like, I did a 30-day challenge where I posted 5 times a day. No, okay? I have a life. I have young children. I have so much going on. So what I am on board with is fewer posts with more intention. And I definitely leaned into that in 2025. My top carousels reached 58,000, 45,000, 39,000, like people, tons. My top reels reached, my highest was 38,000 this year, not as much as my carousels. Carousels consistently pulled in bigger non-follower reach for me. Why? They slow people down. They're very savable. They feel like mini lessons. So rather than 5 throwaway posts, like 5 easy, here's a quote, like that kind of stuff, I would love to see you create one great post that solves a specific problem this week. Write the hook like it's the subject line of an email somebody wants to open. Give one really actionable takeaway and tell them exactly what to do next. That to me is pro energy in 2026. And please remember that done beats perfect every time. If we sat down and counted how many times I posted something imperfect that still did really well, I'm not going to lie, it'd be a pretty long list. Your people are not grading you. They're grateful for your help, okay? So fewer high intent posts. That means showing up 3 times a week with 3 bangers, right? Instead of showing up 6 times a week with 3, posts that you had to slap together really quickly that don't really have depth or anything to really latch onto for your audience. Must number 4, a recurring series. Okay, I'm seeing this everywhere. And in fact, in the Content Coven this month, our challenge of the month is to create a recurring series. I'm going to be doing it leading up to the doors of the visual edit opening. You want inside jokes, you want personality, you want a recurring series. This is my favorite way to build momentum. I have done this in the past. I've done the 12 days of Reels challenge, 12 days of you pick what you want to be known for, what you want to talk about inside this series. And confession, I actually skipped 2025. I had a pretty long, intense fall-winter season And I really was needing more rest than a sprint. And when December came around, I just said to myself, if one of your members in the coven came to you and they described their fall and they described how they were feeling, and they asked you, should I still push through and do the 12 Days of Reels challenge? I would have said no. So I have to really take my own advice. Sustainability over hustle anytime. And I'm good. I'm coming back fresher in 2026. I took the time that I needed. But for you, I would love to see you pick a series theme that is, low intensity and really high personality. So my plan is to actually follow what one of my coven members, Amanda, is doing. She actually wrote down 30 days of tech tips. She's a tech and productivity coach. I will link her in the show notes. She's inside the coven. She's pulling her ideas out of a jar. Okay. And then she opens the tip and she just goes for it. And why I love this is because it really forces you to take action. You're on the spot. There's something about planning out this real series that feels pretty heavy to me. But if I'm just picking a tip out of a jar and I have to share what that tip is immediately on the spot, you just got to go for it. It feels very low effort. And I kind of love that for 2026. So give it a recurring language, give it a theme, pull the tips out of a jar like Amanda is, do something like that. And I feel like people are really going to resonate with that. Tip number 5, carousels for non-follower reach all day long for me. Okay. So carousels are not dead. They are so smart. They work beautifully for attracting new audiences, especially if you design them like a miniature story. Okay. So hot take in slide 1, make me stop. Stop using these 6 fonts. Here are the only 2 you need. Make us be like, wait, what? It's that curiosity driving hook that's doing so well right now. And that just real raw honesty. Okay. I want to make a post saying how many followers I lost over the break. I just saw a creator be like, I gained 700 followers and I didn't post once in the last 2 weeks. And I'm like, I want to be like, I lost 700 followers and I didn't post in the last 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Just be real. That's what people want. They don't want the perfection. So share the messy middle, share what's happening right now. Now just be real, be raw. A few writing notes for your carousels. Write like you speak, right? Don't have AI writing all of this for you. Write like you speak. Short lines, lots of white space. Use specific nouns and numbers, right? 42 Canva fonts that pop. Not, here's a ton of great fonts. You know what I mean? Specificity is going to win every single time. And make this last slide a natural next step, not a hard pitch, right? What freebie aligns with what you're talking about? What low-priced offer aligns with what you're talking about? So, grab my free font pairings guide or DM the word font and I'll send you this template. So again, a natural next step, not like a hard pitch. And number 6, don't starve your business by staying safe or invisible. Most businesses don't fail in some dramatic cliff drop situation. They fade slowly because we stay safe, we stay invisible, and we never quite get the posts out that would actually help people. And invisibility is expensive, my friend. So each week, pick one micro action that makes you visible. This means showing your face once. Even if you're a designer or a strategist, humans buy from humans. I'm sorry, that is just the way that this industry works, especially right now with all the AI out there. We want to feel you. We want to hear you. We want to know that you're a real person with feelings, okay? Post one opinion, right? Stand up to stand out. It doesn't have to be spicy. It just has to be yours. And then offer one low-risk touch point. So a free audit thread or a 10-minute Loom teardown or a Canva template sampler. Make it really easy. Make it low effort for you. Let people experience their value before they commit to more. And to me, that's in a free way. So this simple 2026 plan, this is what I'm laying out. Again, this is not groundbreaking. This is not groundbreaking. This is probably very underwhelming, but it's real, right? If you want a one-page plan to print and stick on your desk, here it is. Number 1, pick a recurring series that you can keep up with. Name the number of tips you're going to give, make a cover, add a recurring, intro. I'm a content strategist and Canva verified expert, and I'm here to help make your content feel easier, and then just go into the tip. Number 2, ship one hot take, story, takeaway, carousel each week. Hook with a promise, teach one thing, end with the natural next step for people to take, a tool or a checklist or whatever it is. Number 3, record one face-to-camera reel each week in your real voice. It's 30 to 60 seconds, one opinion, one example, one story from your real life, one call to action. Done. Easy. Number 4, add one low-risk trust entry point to your bio, your links, or talk about it once a week. This is the thing that people can grab from you because we want to grow that list, you guys. What I didn't say in this roundup is just get people off Instagram. Instagram is my visibility platform, but my podcast and my newsletter, that is where I'm nurturing the you-know-what out of people. So get them off and onto your list. Number 5, curate your inputs, okay? Curate who you're following. Unfollow or mute people that make you feel smaller or scattered or overwhelmed or less than. Follow the few people who help you stay grounded in action. This week, if you do one thing, I just want every time you pop into Instagram, if you're consuming content, make sure you're consuming the people that make you feel good and lighter and more in control. And number 6, measure saves and replies. Forget the likes. You guys, I feel like no one's liking anymore. It's kind of like a joke. Everyone is here to either reply for the free thing or to save it if it's really valuable. They're not taking the time to like something. I'm actually trying to take more time to like things that I actually watch, just to give that person a little you got this, you're doing something good, I watched it, thank you. A like is like a thank you, in my opinion, and I think we need to do more of it. So please like the things, but the saves and replies are going to signal to the algorithm that usefulness and that trust. So really measure your success on the saves and replies. Please, not just likes or views, because it's down across the board for everyone. You are so not alone. So if you have been thinking, I need a whole new plan for 2026, I am asking you to try to do the opposite, okay? Keep your core the same, make tiny specific tweaks. If there's something in this episode that you kind of pause and said to yourself, I'm not doing that, then that's your thing. Pick one of the 6. Pick 2. Don't even do all of them. Take what feels good and doable and move forward with it and ignore the rest. Literally, I'm giving you permission to ignore me, okay? If you want support in implementing any of these things, I really have 3 great ways to work with me. So you can pick the one that fits for you. My ongoing, forever, evergreen offer is my membership, The Content Coven. It's my year-round community where you get support, guidance, and you feel so much less alone in this insane solopreneur journey, okay? So the link will be in my show notes. If you need that accountability to keep that recurring series going that we just talked about, or a place to test those hot takes, come and hang out with us. The more immediate one and the much more hands-on, smaller container is the visual edit. The doors open January 25th. I would love for you to get on the VIP waitlist to save some money and to snag one of 30 spots. We start on February 15th. This is where we make your visuals do the heavy lifting, right? Through a brand system, templates, covers that are going to stop the scroll, and a design workflow that you can actually maintain, okay? That would be your next step, if that sounds good. And then the messaging edit is my other signature program, and that will be in the fall. That will return in late September. And that's if you want me to deep dive into your messaging clarity and your offer language. Get on the waitlist for that so you don't miss those dates. So pick one that matches whatever season you're in. And if you're like, I just need my visuals cleaned up so I can stop messing around, definitely join the visual edit. Okay. I know it's noisy out there. My friend, you are so not alone, but your business doesn't need a total reinvention. I pinky promise swear to you. You already have the ingredients. You've got the brain. You've got the heart. I know that. You've got the skills, and people who need you are out there waiting to hear from you. So make it human, make it helpful, and make it a habit. Like, that's literally the play in 2026. I'm proud of you, and I will see you on the next episode.
Thanks so much for hanging out with me on the Creative Bodega podcast. If you love this episode, please be sure to share it with a fellow solopreneur who could use a little content creation inspiration. And hey, don't forget to check out the show notes for any resources I mentioned on the episode to help you create content that feels easy and actually gets you results. If you want even more Canva and content tips, head over to my website, thecreativebodega.com, or find me on Instagram under the same name. Until next time, keep creating, keep showing up, and most importantly, try and have a little fun with your content. I'll see you on the next episode.